Hello, teacher. Good to see you. I miss you, my friend.
I miss so many things, you know, the classroom, the classes.
Hi.
Hi. Well, let's begin our class. We had a homework. This homework was dealing with reading. I refer to exercise number 2, page 122. So let's go to that page. I repeat, page 122. Exercise 2. It says, work in pairs. Imagine that. You will read an extract from a book by Paul Theroux about a journey he made through Africa. Before you read, look at the photos here and on the next page. And you have 2 questions. Which aspects of your daily life and routine would you like to escape from by making a journey? Would you like to escape from this quarantine? Hi, Javi. Friends. My God. Ivan, would you like to escape? Making a journey or something? I can't hear anything. Patri Paez, would you like to escape and go somewhere else?
Yes. Nowadays, I would like to escape from the quarantine, for example, from routine and from work schedules, for example, from stressful situations, and not now, but when we can commute to our jobs. I would like to avoid traffic jams or the time you miss in commuting on public transport. That is horrible. Yeah, and especially household chores, because I hate doing this course at home, you know. So I think that maybe these things are the ones I would like to escape from by making a journey or by traveling in Spain or abroad. Doesn't matter.
Patri, a question. Do you prefer classes on Skype or would you prefer classes in the classroom?
Well, they are completely different, more or less different. And it's maybe easier for you if you need. For me, it's okay because the school, in my case, is near from my home, so this is not a problem for me. But maybe for people who lives a bit far, maybe it is more comfortable to take the classes by Skype. But in fact, I prefer face-to-face classes because I think it is, well, I don't know, it is you have another classmates, and the relationship with the teacher and the classmates is different. So in my case, I like both, but I prefer face-to-face classes if I can choose, of course.
Yes, you are right. It depends on the condition of every person. Yes. If you live far away from Getafe, I imagine that it's better for you to stay home and to take your classes sitting comfortably in your house. Maybe. Yes. The other question is, what things do you think a man in his 60s would want to escape from? You are very young, but imagine, what do you think a man in his 60s would like to escape from? Martha, do you know?
Well, I'm not 60, but maybe I can answer that. I think it could be the same things as a young person, for example, the routines that person has,
Exactly. Yeah.
the lack of different experiences maybe, and I don't know, from living all his life in the same way in some
Yeah.
cases.
The routine is terrible.
Yes, if somebody lives in a city, maybe with a lot of people or crowded places and noise, I think when you are older, you prefer to be in a more calm space with your family and enjoy other things.
Yes, yes, exactly that. I agree with you. The routine.
Yeah.
Anyway, sometimes we want to escape from our routine and we make a mistake. Okay, friends. The second part of the homework was exercise number 4 on page 123. Let me see. Yes. Exercise 4 for questions 1 to 6. Choose the answers A, B, C, or D, which you think fits best according to the text. In number 1, you only have to write the letter, right? What is the letter that you think is the adequate in number 1? A, B, C, or D? A for Patrick, A for Anna, A for Natalie, Ivan, A, and Martha? A, very good. What about you, Rodrigo? Very good, A. Yes, A is the correct answer. In number 2, what is the letter you chose? For Martha, D. For Natalie, D. For Ivan, letter D. For Patrick, Paz, D. Anna, D. And Ainoa is letter D. Very good, friends. Letter D is the correct answer in number 2. In number 3, okay, Rodrigo, that's right. In number 3, friends, what is the letter for you? A for Ivan, A for Patrick Paz, A for Rodrigo, and Natalie. Very good. A is the correct answer in number 3. And what about 4? What letter do you think is the adequate in number 4? B for Patrick, B for Ivan, B for Martha. Yes, Rodrigo, B, correct. B is the correct answer in number 4. And in number 5, opinions. D for Ivan, D for Anna, D for Patrick Paz, D for Natalie and Martha Moreno. Rodrigo, C. No, Rodrigo is letter D to show why he felt trapped. 6. What is your letter in number 6? C for Patrick Paz. And for Rodrigo, C. Martha, C. And for Ivan, C. Yes, friends, C is the very good, Natalie. C is the correct answer. So number 1 is A, number 2 is D, number 3 is A, number 4 is B, number 5 is letter D, and 6 letter C. There are 6, you need 4 to pass. So if you have 2 mistakes, nothing happened, that's okay. Friends, what is the grammatical aspect that we have to study in this unit number 11? We have to study once more, again and again, the conditional sentences. Maybe you think, oh my God, conditional sentences again. Yes, that's the story of students of English. They have to study and study, but the problem is that sometimes in the exam you demonstrate that you don't remember the conditionals. Conditional sentences, friends, are in reality 2 sentences in one. 2 sentences in one. Analyze it. If you invite me to your party, I'll go. See that? I have 2 sentences. If you, subject, if you invite, verb, if you invite me to your party, a complete sentence. I will go is a different sentence, but they are connected by the connector if. This is the characteristic of the conditional. In reality, they are two sentences in one connected by if. The two parts of the sentence, my friends, have different names. If you invite me to your party, this is the conditional clause. Remember that clause is a short sentence. The condition is that if you invite me to your party, this is the condition. And grammarians, the people who study grammar and write books, they say that this is the conditional clause. I will go is the principal sentence, is the main clause. Conditional clause, you have the if. The other part, main clause. The main clause can be at the end or at the beginning. I will go if you invite me to your party. See, the position of the conditional can be at the very beginning or at the end. It doesn't matter. What is the only difference? The comma. If you invite me to your party, comma, I will go. I will go if you invite me to your party, no comma. Do you understand this? Essential, two sentences. Well, friends, and now the big problem. There are 4 types of different conditional sentences. I prepare a PowerPoint. Let's see if it is possible to see it. Give me a second. Well, I begin with my problems. I think, let's see if I can do it the other way. Can you see this or not? Very good. Oh my God. Thanks. Very good, Natalie, Ivan, and Patrick. Conditionals. Thank you, Rodrigo. Very good. Well, the first is type 0 or 0 conditional. Different names in different books. Conditional type 0 or 0 conditional. We use this conditional to speak about general facts, general things that always happen. With this condition, this always happens. If people eat too much, they get fat, invariably, except a friend of mine that eats a lot and he is always thin. I envy him a lot, but he is exceptional, right? Normal people, when they eat a lot, normally they get fat. So this is a general fact, something that always happens. With this condition, this result. Observe that in this example, the condition clause is at the beginning. So we use a comma to separate the two sentences. If people eat too much, this is the condition. They get fat, this is the result. Observe that the condition, if people eat too much, is in simple present, eat. Simple present. And observe that the verb in the principal sentence is in simple present too, get. So one characteristic of conditional 0 is that the two parts of the sentence, are in present simple. Eat, present, get, present. Another example of general facts. The grass gets wet if it rains. Logically, if it rains, everything gets wet, not only the grass. Right, so this is invariable characteristic of zero conditional, things that are invariable. In this example, my friends, the condition is at the end, no commas, right? The grass gets present. The grass gets wet if it rains, present. So again, because this is the principal condition of conditional zero, the two parts of the sentence, the condition and the result, both are in simple present. If you change the tense in one of the parts, this is not zero conditional. This is a different thing. We use conditional zero for giving instructions. When you want to give instructions, you can use the conditional zero. Observe an example. If you want to come, call me before 5. See that the condition is at the beginning, we use a comma. The condition is in present, the principal sentence is in present, call me. So in instructions, not always, but it is possible to use zero conditional with all the characteristics of the zero conditional, present, present. Well, type 1 or first conditional. Some people in the books, they call this condition as the possible condition, possible. There is a possibility that things change and I get what I want. That's why it is considered to be possible. Observe the example. If it rains, we won't play football, but if it doesn't rain, you see, it is possible. If it doesn't rain, we will play football. So everything is going to depend on the weather. Maybe yes, maybe no. That's why this conditional, first conditional or conditional type 1 is considered to be the possible condition. And now analyze the grammar. The condition continues in present, similar to zero, but the other part is not in present. It's in future using will. In this case, negative won't. I repeat, conditional number 1 or first conditional is when I speak about situations that may be possible or not. The condition is in present and the main clause, la oración principal, the main clause is in future, using will, sometimes using can. We can. In this example, for example, if it rains, we can't play football. Sometimes people use can or can't instead of will or won't. Possible. I will finish the letter if I have time. This is another example of first conditional. Observe that the main clause is in future with will, and observe that the condition, in this example, the condition is at the end. I don't see a comma, right? No commas in this case. And the condition is in present again, if I have time, because this is the necessary condition for conditional number 1 or first conditional. The condition has to be, is compulsory, is obligatory, is compulsory. The condition has to be in present and the other part in future. Using will, using can, etc. But future. If the condition is at the beginning, you use a comma. If the condition is at the end, you omit the comma. Conditional type 2 or second conditional. The hypothetical condition. Hypothetical. Why hypothetical? Because you are making a hypothesis that you don't know anything. You don't know anything. Observe the example. If the weather wasn't so bad, we would go to the park. You see, the person is elucubrating. Elucubrating. Because when I read, if the weather wasn't so bad, it's because the weather is awful. If the weather was not awful, I wouldn't use this conditional. If the weather wasn't so bad, friends, the weather is bad. That's why I say hypothetical. The person is dreaming of conditions that don't exist. If the weather wasn't so bad, a comma, because the condition is at the beginning, we would go to the park. Observe the grammar. Now, the condition is not in present. By the contrary, the condition is in past, was. In this example, negative wasn't. So, in conditional type 2, the condition is in past. And remember, in zero conditional, the condition in present. In first conditional, the condition in present again. But in second conditional, the verb in the condition is in past, past simple. And what about the principal part? We would go to the park. Well, it is a combination of would and the verb, the principal verb, in simple form. You don't conjugate go after would. Always would. It could be could. If the weather wasn't so bad, we could go to the park. Acceptable, yes. It's a variation. This is the hypothetical. Why? Because the weather is bad. Another example. You wouldn't be so tired if you went to bed earlier. Hypothetical, because this person always go to bed late. Analyze it. No estarías tan cansado in case of a man. No estarías tan cansada in case of a girl si te fueras a la cama más temprano, cariño. Pero es que te estás yendo después de ver Netflix hasta las 3 de la madrugada. So this is hypothetical because the person is going to bed very, very, very late. Again, the grammar is important. The condition is at the end, no comma. But the condition is at the end, but in past, in simple past, went. We have to remember that, and we have to respect that. And the principal clause, the main clause, using would, in this case negative wouldn't, and the verb be in simple form, no conjugation. This is the conditional type 2 or second. The condition is in past. The main clause is a combination of would and the verb in simple form. Type 3 or third conditional, the most complicated conditional of all. Some people say this is unreal because we are speaking about things that happened in the past and they have no solution nowadays. It's too late. That's why they say in the books, the unreal conditional. For zero conditional, they say that is invariable things, things that always happen. In number 2, they say that this is a possible conditional. In type 2, they say that is a hypothetical. And in type 3, they say nothing to do, friends. It's too late. It's unreal. Observe the example. If you hadn't lied to me before, I would have believed you. But the reality is that you lied to me. And the reality is that I don't believe you. See that? There is nothing to do because you lied to me before. The condition is at the beginning, That's why we use a comma. The condition is not in present. No, no. The condition is not in past. No, no. The condition is in past perfect. The combination of had and the verb in past participle. In this example, it is negative, so instead of had, we have hadn't. But the verb lied is in past participle. And the other part, the main clause, the principal part, is the combination again of would, but not a verb in simple form, no would believe, no, it's would have believed, present perfect. Would plus present perfect. Have, invariable, never has, because would is a modal verb. After would, we always use the verb in simple form, and the simple form of have is have. I would have believed you. When we speak, we say, I would have, I would have believed you. If you hadn't lied to me before, I would have believed you, but you lied. See that? So this is a more complicated conditional. Conditional 3 or third conditional. The condition is in past perfect, had, and past participle of the verb, and the main sentence is a combination of would plus the present perfect. Another example. I would have, see that? I would have raised my hand if I had known the answer. But I didn't know the answer, so I never raised my hand. That's the reality. That's why it is unreal. I didn't raise the hand because I didn't know the answer. Good. Anyway, this is conditional 3 because the condition, which now is at the end, that's why we don't use commas. The condition is at the end, but the condition continues in past perfect, had known. And the main clause continues using would and present perfect. In this case, would have raised. Conditional 3, the most complicated, is a combination of the condition in past perfect, and the main clause is the combination of would plus present perfect. We use this conditional 3 for expressing regret. Something we did in the past and we are not happy with that. Yes, this is the meaning of regret. Oh, I'm sorry, I did it. I shouldn't have done it. I did it and I regret. Observe an example of regret. I would have passed my exam if I had worked harder. See this? Me estoy lamentando de no haber estudiado más. I would have passed my exam if I had worked harder. The condition is at the end. I don't use commas, but the condition at the beginning or at the end, the condition is in past perfect. And the main clause, la parte principal, the main clause is again the combination of would and present perfect, have passed. In Spanish, habría. I would have, habría. Past, aprobado. Habría aprobado. In number 2, I would have raised, habría levantado. This is conditional 3. And this is what students study in first certificate in English. But you know what? You are not first certificate in English. You are C1. So life for C1 students is much, much more complicated than for first certificate in English students. In your level, you have to be aware that Cambridge can use other connectors and not always if. There are other possibilities, not only if. Are you going to use the other connectors maybe when you write? Maybe not, but you have to recognize them. You need to know the meaning and you need to know that they exist, right? That's the importance of all the connectors. Whether. I am sure that you studied this in secondary school or in high school maybe, but you don't remember. Observe the spelling of weather. Don't confuse this weather with the climate. This weather is a complete synonym of if. You can use one or the other. You don't see weather very often because if is very popular. Observe the example. I don't know whether they'll agree on that subject instead of if. I don't know if they will agree on that subject. And now a very important question for my monitor, Alex the Great. Alex, friend, what conditional is this? 0, first, second, or third? Alex? Who can answer this question?
I'm the other monitor. For me, it's,
Okay.
for me, it's type 1, present simple plus future simple.
Yes, Ivan. Thank you, monitor. Thank you very much. You are correct, as always. Very good. This is type 1 because, as Ivan said, the condition whether they will agree. Yes, I don't know whether they will agree. Well, this is incorrect. Right? Because I want you to know this example is bad because we never use will in the condition. And here the condition is whether they agree on that subject. So there is a mistake here that I have to solve in the future. But Ivan was correct. The other connector is unless. Unless. Some people translate unless in Spanish como a menos que. Unless is considered to be a synonym of if not, that is if in negative. Si tú no, a menos que, they are synonyms. Unless is another connector we use for conditional sentences. For example, you won't pass the exam unless you study harder. Conditional number 1. The verb is in present, unless you study, and the main sentence is in future, won't pass. Negative, but future. So unless is another connector that Cambridge uses in the exams to confuse you. But you see, they are not a problem. Whether, unless, they are different. Whether is totally similar to if, unless is similar to if and negative thing. If you are not, things like that. Provided, providing. You can use them indistinctively. Ed, ing, completely similar. Observe the example. We'll go fishing this afternoon. The main sentence is in future, so the condition has to be in present. Provided it doesn't rain. Some people translate providing as siempre y cuando. Other people say si, if. No problem with that. The problem is not to know this, not to be prepared for this in the exam. Providing, we'll go fishing this afternoon, future, comma, because, well, this comma is incorrect. My God, many mistakes. All these mistakes are my mistakes, you know. Sorry, when I prepared this, I was in a rush because we don't need a comma here. The condition is at the end. We have to omit this comma. We'll go fishing this afternoon, provided it doesn't rain, siempre y cuando no llueva. Or you can borrow my car, providing, ing, similar, you return it today. Puedes llevarte prestado mi coche siempre y cuando, o sí, me lo devuelves hoy. If you return it today. So provided, providing, totally similar. They are replacing if. As long as is another element that Cambridge uses in the exam. As long as, observe the example. You can stay here as long as you work hard. As long as, siempre y cuando, si, okay, similar to provided, providing, the same thing. Whether, the same thing, unless it's a little bit different because you need the negative part. You can stay here as long as you work hard. Puedes quedarte aquí siempre y cuando trabajes o si trabajas. In case, another connector that we use in conditionals. Call this phone number in case you get lost. You can replace in case for if. Call this phone number if you get lost. So in case can be translated en caso de que te pierdas o si te pierdes. Connectors that Cambridge is going to use in the exams, and you must be ready for this. Whether, unless, provided, providing, totally similar, as long as, in case. And now, mixed conditionals, a problem. A problem other students don't have, only you, advanced level. Sometimes we talk about both the past and the present, then we combine conditionals 2 and 3. No 0, no 1, only conditionals 2 and 3. An example could be illustrative. If my mother had married Pierre, observe that the condition is conditional type 3, and observe the end of the sentence. I would be, no, I would have been, no, I would be French. The second part is conditional type 2. So we have here a combination of a condition beginning type 3 and ending type 2. Why? Because that's life. We use it in Spanish the same. Si mi mamá se hubiese casado con Pierre, yo habría sido, no, yo sería, porque estoy vivo, yo sería francés. Lo normal era yo habría sido francés, pero en inglés habría sido es que ya estás totalmente, completamente difunto. Por eso tuve que adaptar un inicio type 3 con un final type 2 para dar a entender que todavía yo existo, estoy aquí y no soy francés. If my mother had married Pierre, conditional 3, I would be French, conditional 2. Something that is not usual. It is not usual. This is not what we use every day in the exams and things like that. But you are advanced level, and you need to know this, that this is possible. You can change the order, like always. I can say, I would be French if my mother had married Pierre. But in that case, I omit the comma, right?
Teacher.
Yes.
If my mother had got, if my mother had got married Pierre,
yes, correct? But yes. Had got, yes, this is British. Yes, you are right, yes.
Oh, okay,
it's the same.
Thank you.
Thank you, friend. Observe the second example. I would have married Helen if she weren't so arrogant. You see, again, the first part is type 3, would have married, and the condition is not type 3, the condition is type 2, because the verb is in simple past. Why this? Why are they breaking the rules? Because the meaning, because Helen continues being arrogant. In the present, she continues being arrogant, so I cannot use if she had been, because it's similar to Spanish. Si yo digo en español, si ella no hubiera sido, Yo creo que en español suena muy bien, en inglés es horrible. Si ella no hubiera sido tan... Yo creo que se dice en español y no hay problema. Me habría casado con Helen si ella no hubiese sido tan arrogante. Eso se dice, ¿verdad? Chicos, ¿se puede decir eso?
It is possible, but I think that if you say that in Spanish, you mean that perhaps she nowadays it's not so arrogant, for example.
Yes, very good, Javi, you are right. It
I think.
means, yes, no, I agree. Now, in the analysis with you, you are right. If I say, if she hadn't been, it means that she changed. She was arrogant in those years, but now she's not. Yes, I agree with you, Javi, yes. So here we have another example of type 3 in combination with type 2. There is a difference. I want you to observe the difference. In the first example, the condition is at the beginning. In the second example, the condition is at the end. See that? So the condition can be type 3 or type 1, depending on my communicative necessities. Mixed conditionals. And finally, this is the end. Good. Well, friends, let's see what I do now. And let's go back to business. We are here. Well, friends, these conditionals are in your book. What page? It is on page 121, exercise 3, page 121, exercise 3. Let me see the page. You got page 121. Yes, this exercise here. Exercise 3. Put the verbs in brackets into the correct form. You will need to decide on the correct conditional form and whether the verb should be simple or continuous. Everything is a tragedy. So let's do this exercise. I repeat, exercise 3, page 121, and let's see what happens. Let's see if we understood the lesson or not. As soon as you finish, please send me a message. Natalie, finished? I know, finished? Anana? Martha, finished? Very good. I think we can check this. He says, put the verbs in brackets in the correct form. And in number one, you have if you, the verb is negative, not leave the map at home. We, the verb is not wander around this forest right now looking for somewhere to spend the night. What? Number one, the analysis is what type of conditional is this? 0, 1, 2, or 3? So the perfect solution, yes, Javi is writing. Hadn't left, yes, if you hadn't left the map at home, we, now this is conditional 3. You know the combination now. wouldn't be wandering around. Yes, that's correct. If you hadn't left, it's a kind of recrimination, you see. If you hadn't left the map at home, we wouldn't be wandering around this forest right now. Number two, Innsbruck would not have been wandering. Yes, yes, Ivan, very good. Innsbruck is a lovely city, and if blank, not rush, to catch the train just now, I, spacing blank, the verb be, happy to show you around a bit. What is the solution here? Innsbruck is a lovely city, and if I, what? Were not rushing, if I were not rushing, yes. It can be wasn't also, if I wasn't rushing, yes, weren't rushing, and would be, very good, Anna. Would be is the second blank. Let's go to 3. Kamal always thinks he knows best, and if he blank is negative, not be such an obstinate man, what is here? What is the answer in number 3, first blank? Yes, wasn't, Patrick. If he wasn't or weren't is acceptable too, right? If he wasn't, if he weren't such an obstinate man, yes, would probably reach. Let's see, things that and if he wasn't, he. No, it's not adequate. Would probably reach. You have to use the past. Would probably, yes, yes, Martha, would probably have reached. Yes, you probably would have reached the hotel by now, see, by now, instead of being stuck in this traffic jam. Yes, Javi. 4, what do you do when you fall ill on holiday? Well, it hasn't happened to me yet, but I guess I what? Would try, Natalie. Would try, Anna. Would try, Patrick. Yes, yes. Would try to find a local doctor who spoke some English. If I, and here, if I were, yes, or was acceptable. Yes, Patrick. Very good, Natalie. Very good, Anna. You can say, if I was, if I were seriously ill, I what? Would have, Natalie. Would have, Anna. Would have, Patrick. Yes, friends. Would have. Excellent. Yes, Martha. Would have to get help from the consulate. Number 5, if you, this is a typical form of giving advice. If I were you, yes, very good, Natalie, Martha, and Patrick. If I were you, my money in a money belt. I would carry, yes, would carry, Natalie and Patrick, would carry, Anna, very good. I would carry my money in a money belt. 6, it was your own fault. The accident, what? Wouldn't have happened, Anna. Wouldn't have happened, Martha. Yes, excellent. Yes, Ivan, wouldn't have happened had concentrated. No, had concentrated, no. Had, yes, had been concentrating properly, or concentrated acceptable, yes. If you have been concentrated properly at the time, yes, very good. Karen is an intrepid traveler, and I don't imagine she what? She would ever abandon. Very good, Natalie. Would or could abandon? No, Javi. Would ever abandon? Yes, with ever. We have to use ever. A journey, unless she what? Somewhere. Travels for Patrick, was traveling for Natalie. Was traveling is the correct answer. Was traveling somewhere really unpleasant or dangerous. So number 7 is confusing, yes or no? No, was traveling, Javi. The answer is Karen is an intrepid traveler, and I don't imagine she would ever abandon a journey unless she was traveling somewhere really unpleasant or dangerous. 8, if you, what? If you like Patrick, like Martha, were traveling, Ivan, at the previous one. Yes, acceptable, we're traveling the previous one. Like, yes, friends, like is correct. If you like to come with me, I will show Anna, will show Martha, will show Patrick, correct. I will show you to your room. Yes, Ivan. Well, now, what about exercise 4? What is the problem with exercise 4? That you have to rectify mistakes. And this is, I don't know for you, but for me, it's terrible because I am always correcting mistakes. These sentences each contain one mistake made by exam candidates. So it means that all sentences have one mistake, right? Correct the mistakes. They are 6 sentences. So I'm going to give you some minutes for you to finish this, but please tell me as soon as you finish, send me a message. Patrick finished, Martha finished. Patrick finished, Martha finished, Natalie finished, Ivan and Javi finished. I think we can check this. Listen, in the first one, if you eat so much chocolate, you wouldn't enjoy. Wouldn't. If you eat in present, this is conditional one. You have to use future. Negative. You won't. You won't enjoy the delicious cake I've made. Conditional type 1. 2. I would be grateful if you send me a reply at your earliest convenience. Yes. Well, this is I would be. This is the typical condition 2. I need the condition in simple past. Yes. And here is very good, Patrick. Sent. Martha, very good. Sent is the correct verb. I would be grateful if you sent me a reply. 3. If you don't give me a refund, I am obliged to write to the local council. If you don't give present, this is the condition in present, I will be obliged. Yes. Will be, Anna, Martha, Patrick, will be obliged. Yes, very good, friends. Natalie will be obliged. 4. If you had followed all my instructions, you would be now stand in front of the cathedral. You would now stand. Be standing, Javi. Very clever. Yes, you would be now standing. You would be now standing. Very good. In front of the cathedral. 5. In my country, few people smoke, so if I were you, I won't smoke at all. I won't. Wouldn't, Martha. Yes. Wouldn't, Patrick. Very good. Wouldn't is the correct combination. 6. If I was able to travel back in history and I had the chance to choose where exactly to go, then I would have traveled for centuries into the past. What is the problem here? Had been able to travel. No. Would travel. Yes, Patrick. I would travel. Yes, Natalie. I eliminate have traveled and I copy travel. I would travel. This is the correct combination. Yes. Yes, Javi, Ivan, yes. Exercise 5. Typical in the exams. You know, they give you one sentence, you have to write something similar, etc. So it says, for question 1 to 6, complete the second sentence, blah, blah, blah. Number 1, as long as I know you'll support me, I won't worry about the money. We have here as long as. Remember, one of the connectors we studied recently. So what can you use in the spacing blank using count? This is the analysis we have to do. So I'm going to give you some minutes for you to complete exercise 5, page 121, with all the complexities, with all the problems, because if you don't practice in class, the day of the exam, you will be completely naked. So let's do it and tell me when you finish. Anna finished. I know I finished. Rodrigo finished. Very good. Javi finished. Very good. And also Natalie, very good. Let's check this exercise. Number 1, provided I blank support me, I won't worry about money. What is the answer here? Count on you. Count on you too. Very good, Javi. Count on you too, Anna. Count on you, Will, Patrick. No, check it out, the Will. So the correct answer is, provided I can count on you to support me, the preposition to, be careful. Provided I can count on you to support me, I won't worry about money. Number 2, I don't think we'll miss the train if we leave home on time. We should manage to catch the train, what? As long as we take off, Anna. No. Take off, no. Set, yes. Set off, yes. As long as we set, yes. Set off, remember? Number 3, Martin wouldn't have it get, let me see. As long as we get off. Get off, no, because the meaning is different. Set off es partir. Abandonar. Set off from home, salir de casa. Well, okay, Javi. Martin wouldn't what? Be working late tonight unless. Yes, Anna, very good. Be working late tonight unless. Natalie, very good. Perfect. That's the answer. Martin wouldn't be working late tonight unless he had to finish an urgent job. 4, Ellie's school what? Wouldn't have presented to her. Wouldn't, this is Anna, Natalie, wouldn't have presented her. This is Natalie. Patrick wouldn't have presented her. That's very good, but you need a preposition with a trophy. You see, we don't use this with in Spanish, but in English, you need it. Ellie's school wouldn't have presented her with a trophy if she hadn't worked so hard. 5, I canceled my appointment. And you have to use grateful. Would be grateful if you could. Would be grateful if you could, Patrick, Natalie, excellent. Excellent, yes. I would be grateful if you could cancel my appointment. Correct. 6, if some unexpected difficulties, blah, 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 we wouldn't be feeling so stressed. Hadn't come up, Anna. Hadn't come, Javi. You need the up, Javi. You need up because it changed the meaning. So this is correct. If some unexpected difficulties hadn't come up, no hubiesen surgido, hadn't come up, we wouldn't be feeling so stressed. Very good. Friends, let's go to the workbook, page number, what is the page? The page is page 54 in the workbooks. Page 54. Yes, here. Because on page 54 of the workbook, we have more practice. This page here, being somewhere else, conditionals, exercise number 1 is a different type of exercise because you have to match, right, the two parts of the conditional. Let's see if you can do it. Tell me as soon as you finish, exercise 1, workbook. Well, Natalie finished and Rodrigo finished. You know that number one is the example, so we should begin with number two. If it hadn't been for the terrible weather, can you give me a letter that could finish the sentence correctly? D for Natalie. Yes, D. He wouldn't have fallen off his bike. Yes, why not? Very good. D is an option. And look at Javi. D, F, G. No, G, no. D, F, I, and J. This is Javi. Patrick, D, F, J. Anna, D, F, J. D, F, J. Ivan. Well, K, I don't know if K is acceptable. He wouldn't be feeling so stupid now. No, I don't think that K is good. But D, F, J, yes. In number three, what are the possible letters? E, yes, acceptable. E, yes, E, Anna, Javi, very good. E is acceptable. If you would book the flights, and then letter C is I'll already appreciate it. Yes, very good. C, E, and G. Well, C, E, correct, but G, could you buy it for me? If you would book the flights, would you buy it? No, letter G is not acceptable because the verb is buy, not book. And we have to stop because look at the time, friends. Look at the time. I'm going to send you the homework to your WhatsApp group, right? So you will receive the homework on your WhatsApp group because we don't have time. Look at the time. So listen, the homework is dealing with mixed conditional, that is conditionals, conditional 0, 1, 2, 3, and you have to identify the conditionals and write sentences. So I will send this exercise to your WhatsApp group. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful day. See you next week. Bye-bye.